A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a pivotal moment for Italy, citizens are heading to the polls over a 2-day period starting Sunday to vote on referendums that could reshape the landscape of citizenship and labor rights in the country. The proposed measures aim to simplify the process for children born in Italy to foreign parents to obtain citizenship and enhance job protections for workers. However, a significant challenge looms. Low public awareness and potential voter turnout could jeopardize the validity of the referendum. Advocates for the citizenship reform argue that it is essential for the integration of second-generation Italians born to non-European Union parents. Notably, Italian singer Gali, who was born in Milan to Tunisian parents, has taken to social media to rally support, emphasizing the importance of voting. He shared his personal experience of receiving citizenship at 18, urging voters to support a reduction in the residency requirement from 10 years to 5. If approved, the new rules could impact approximately 2.5 million foreign nationals in Italy who currently face hurdles in gaining citizenship. The proposed changes have garnered support from Italy's main union and left-wing opposition parties. However, Premier Giorgia Meloni's decision to attend the polls without casting a vote has drawn criticism, with opponents labeling it as an anti-democratic maneuver. Analysts suggest that Meloni's approach reflects a broader strategy of discouraging turnout, as some members of her coalition have openly called for abstention. Supporters of the reform argue that it would align Italy's citizenship laws with those of other European countries, promoting social integration and granting faster access to civil rights, including voting and public employment. Activists have voiced concerns about the lack of public debate surrounding the referendums, accusing the ruling coalition of stifling discussions on issues affecting immigrants and workers. In May, Italy's ADCOM Communications Authority filed a complaint against state broadcasters for failing to provide adequate coverage of the referendums. Michele Gonmo, a cultural entrepreneur and diversity advocate, highlighted the significance of citizenship for those who have spent their lives contributing to Italian society. She described the lack of citizenship as an invisible wall that creates frustration and exclusion, particularly for young people in creative fields. In addition to the citizenship referendum, other referendums aim to roll back labor reforms, making it more challenging to fire workers and increasing compensation for those laid off by small businesses. One question on the ballot addresses workplace safety, restoring joint liability for contractors and subcontractors in cases of workplace injuries. However, public awareness of the referendums remains alarmingly low. Recent opinion polls indicated that only 46% of Italians were aware of the issues at stake, with turnout projections for the vote hovering around 35%, well below the required quorum for validity. Political analyst Lorenzo Pregliasco suggested that the referendum process itself may need to be reevaluated in light of the high levels of abstention observed in recent elections. Despite potential challenges, some analysts argue that the center-left opposition could claim a moral victory if turnout exceeds the 12.3 million votes garnered by the winning center-right coalition in the 2022 general election. Sunny Alyamati, a 39-year-old dancer and activist born in Rome to Nigerian parents, shared his personal struggles with citizenship. He emphasized the emotional toll of being denied recognition in the country he calls home. Not having citizenship is like being rejected from your country, he stated, underscoring the urgency of the referendum for many like him. The referendum, initiated by a citizens' initiative and supported by various civil society groups, seeks to have the waiting period for citizenship applications from 10 years to 5. This change would not only benefit foreign nationals but also their children under 18, who would automatically be naturalized. Although Prime Minister Meloni has downplayed the need for reform, citing Italy's existing citizenship laws as excellent, critics argue that the current system disproportionately affects long-term residents who contribute to the economy. As the referendum approaches, the question of who gets to be considered Italian remains a sensitive issue, particularly in the context of rising migration and the government's focus on reducing arrivals. As the votes are cast, the outcome will not only determine the future of citizenship and labor rights in Italy, but will also reflect the country's stance on integration and equality in a rapidly changing society. The stakes are high, and the eyes of the nation are on the polls as Italians grapple with the fundamental question of belonging and identity. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.